Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This time we are looking at first issue special number 3. This was with Metomorpho, the Elemental Man, or the Element Man, real name Rex Mason. Now, this one, Metomorpho and his girlfriend are with her daddykins, as the story says, and his simian sidekick slash chauffeur. And they're in Washington, D.C., admiring the Lincoln Memorial, when suddenly there's a spooky phantom pops up out of nowhere, and he has a French accent and a sword cane. Now, he looks suspiciously like a cheap knockoff of Lon Chaney's lost film character from London After Midnight. If you don't know that movie, it's because nobody's seen it since it was lost forever. But the imagery, some of the stills are still around, and it looks like that. But he's got a French accent and a sword cane that shoots like lasers or something. It's a little vague. Now, because this was 1970s, the stories are definitely skewed toward a younger reader, but it's an interesting idea. Metamorpho is kind of a silly character. You can transform into cars and goofy stuff like that, and whatever MacGuffin they need at the moment. But he has to figure out what's going on with this weird phantom, and they hear a news report that the phantom actually appeared during the Civil War and during Woodrow Wilson's administration when he was drawn into World War One, and then to Franklin Roosevelt, the morning of Pearl Harbor, and this thing's supposedly been haunting D.C. for centuries. And then you come to find out that this guy, his name's Destiny. It's spelled silly, of course, but it's Dr. Akil Destiny, and Metamorpho calls him Doc Destiny. Now, that's a pretty catchy name, so you'd think, all right, it's a pretty cool villain. No, not really. He's kind of stupid, but it is actually a cool concept for a villain, somebody that's been haunting Washington, D.C. for a lot of years and has a lot of resentment toward the government. Could make a cool character, but yeah, they kind of kill him off in the end, or he appears to be dead. And I don't think I've seen that character pop up too much. So, but anyway, he's trying to destroy the Capitol Dome and all this. And meanwhile, Rex's girlfriend's dad is trying to loot the vaults and get a bunch of gold. And of course, his plans are thwarted because he's inept and bungling with his simian sidekick. And Rex defeats their plans to steal the gold away from the ghost. So yeah, it's a self-contained story, and of course at the end, like every other issue so far, if you want to see more of the character, you're supposed to write in. But this was 75, so that's long past due. And Metamorpho's been around as a guest appearance many, many times in other books. So all in all, an okay story. It's very dated. A lot of the slang, like daddykins and what's he call his girlfriend. Just the way they talk is very, very dated. They talk about making out, and he says "Holy Blue Hannah" and some other goofy things like that. That just people don't say much. He calls somebody hairy brains. Calls people like Stagsy, stuff like that. Just goofy slang things that were probably dated at the time. But overall, it was a fun concept. Nowadays, probably would have been a 2 or 3 issue story. So yeah, not bad. Worth a read if you like Metamorpho. I think the villain really definitely could use a reboot. He had potential, but I don't recall seeing him in other stuff. Dr. Destiny sounds familiar, but I think it might be a different character. So yeah, that's first issue special number 3 with Metamorpho, the Element Man, Rex Mason. Pretty good story if you like Silver Age stuff, or for younger readers. It's not very valuable. It's like $2 or $3 to pick up. But yeah, it was a good Silver Age type book from DC if you like that sort of thing. If you're not really into DC or 70s stuff, probably not going to be for you. Otherwise, yeah, that'll do it for this one. As always, thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you on the next episode.